The cafe owner fired her for helping a poor man. Then 4 Marines stormed the cafe. She thought she was just doing the right thing, sliding a bowl of stew to a hungry old veteran, but minutes later she was fired on the spot. What happened next? 4 Marines in full uniform stormed the cafe. And what they did left everyone speechless. Please support us by subscribe, like, and share for more with activating the notification bell. Thank you for your cooperation. The lunch rush at Maggie's diner was in full swing. Waitresses hustled between tables, trays of burgers and milkshakes in hand, while the kitchen bell rang nonstop. Among the chaos, Emily Saunders, a 24-year-old waitress with a warm smile and a heart bigger than her paycheck, worked her usual double shift. Emily had been working at Maggie's for over a year. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills while she pursued her nursing degree at night. She loved chatting with customers, especially the older ones who came in for more than just a hot meal. They craved connection. That's how she noticed Mr. Henry Talbot, an elderly man sitting alone in the corner booth. He wore a faded army jacket, the patches almost worn off, and his boots looked older than most of the customers. He held the menu in his trembling hands, but his eyes never moved across the page. Emily approached gently. "Can I get you something?" "Sir?" The old man looked up, embarrassed. "Just coffee, miss. I'm fine." She didn't push, but something in her heart clenched. After a while, she returned with a hot bowl of stew, a warm slice of cornbread, and a quiet whisper, "It's on the house." Mr. Talbot tried to refuse, but his pride crumbled faster than the cornbread. He ate quietly, tears welling in his eyes. Emily smiled and returned to her work. What she didn't know was that her manager, Craig Benton, had been watching. After her shift, Emily was called into Craig's cramped office. His tone was cold. "You gave away food without authorization?" She blinked. "He was hungry, Craig. He's a veteran. It was 1 bowl of stew." Craig slammed a file shut. "Rules are rules. If everyone starts giving away meals, this place shuts down. You're terminated, effective immediately." Emily stood frozen. "Terminated? For helping someone?" "You're not a charity worker, Emily. You're a waitress. Pack your things." She left the diner in tears, holding a plastic bag of her things and her dignity barely intact. The worst part wasn't losing the job. It was knowing that helping someone had cost her everything. That Mr. Talbot might never come back. That no one would know why she did what she did. But someone had seen. Someone had heard. Unbeknownst to Emily, a teenage girl named Layla Ortiz had been sitting nearby, recording a TikTok video when she caught Emily sliding the food to Mr. Talbot. Layla wasn't trying to be nosy. She was just capturing a cute moment of her milkshake. But later, she noticed the interaction and decided to post it with a caption. "She gave this old vet free food and got fired. You did good, girl. Respect her, vets. Hero waitress." Within 48 hours, the video exploded. Comments flooded in. "Someone hire this girl. This cafe should be ashamed. Where is this? I want to tip her $500. News stations picked it up. The local Channel 9 News sent a crew to the cafe, but Craig refused to speak. He slammed the door on the reporter. But one group saw the video and didn't just comment. They took action. The following Saturday, just before lunch rush, the bell above the cafe door jingled, and in walked 4 U.S. Marines in full dress. Blues. The cafe went silent. At the front was Staff Sergeant Marcus King, followed by Corporal Rivera, Gunnery Sergeant Hill, and Private First Class Adams. They were calm, but the weight of their presence turned heads. Craig, already sweating from the kitchen heat, looked up and paled. "Can I help you, gentlemen?" he stammered. Staff Sergeant King placed a photograph on the counter. It was a still from the viral video, Emily handing the stew to Mr. Talbot. "We came to speak to the young woman who did this," King said. "But we heard she doesn't work here anymore." Craig swallowed. "That was a misunderstanding." King leaned in, his voice steady. "No, it wasn't. We came here to let you know that Mr. Henry Talbot served in Korea. 2 Purple Hearts. And last week he almost fainted from hunger. Rivera chimed in. You fired the only person who did the right thing. The cafe staff stood frozen. Customers watched in stunned silence. Gunnery Sergeant Hill looked Craig in the eye. We're not here to cause trouble, but you will regret this, and she will not be forgotten. With that, they left a sealed envelope on the counter and walked out as calmly as they came. Inside the envelope was a letter. To Emily Saunders, from the United States Marine Corps Veterans Association. You are the kind of American we fight for. The Marines didn't stop there. They tracked Emily down, who was still out of work and struggling to pay rent. They showed up at her tiny apartment with a plaque, a care package, and a promise. We've started a fundraiser, King said, for your nursing school and to help you get back on your feet. The GoFundMe blew past $300,000 in 2 weeks. Local. News turned it into a primetime special. Waitress fired for kindness, now a national hero. Emily was interviewed by major outlets. Veterans groups from all over the country sent letters and care packages. She was flown to Washington, D.C. to receive a Community Valor Award. Mr. Talbot, humbled by the attention, finally shared his story too, and revealed that he had lost his only son in Afghanistan. Emily had been the first person in a long time to remind him that compassion still existed. But perhaps the sweetest moment came when a rival cafe down the street, the Yellow Mug, offered Emily a job, not as a waitress, but as community relations manager. Her role? Creating a veterans outreach program with free meals and job placements. Her first day back in uniform, she wore a small U.S. flag pin on her apron and a line of customers out the door. As for Maggie's Diner, after the backlash, it closed within 3 months. Craig disappeared from public view, but Emily thrived. Her final words during a news interview summed it all up. I didn't do it for attention. I did it because it was right. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Like, comment, and share if you believe kindness should never be punished. Subscribe for more real-life stories that restore your faith in humanity. And always remember, sometimes the smallest act of kindness can cause the loudest ripple.